Well, hey, table leaders, I want to say on behalf of John and Matt how excited we are about the team that God is putting together to lead the next 10 weeks of this mission to make disciples through Fellowship Men. We're going to be looking at a man and his relationships. And guys, through these 10 weeks, we have as a team one goal. And that goal is to build the brotherhood. We talk about Fellowship Men not being a class, but being a brotherhood of men seeking to become the men that our friends, our families, our church, and our city need. And the reason why they need men is because God has a specific design for us as men, because he has a specific way in which he wants to use us. And if we start becoming a brotherhood of usable men, it is going to be amazing to see what Jesus can do through our ministry. So how are we as a team going to lead out in that? Well, here's the deal. Leaders go first. Leaders go first. And we as a team, what we're going to do together as table leaders are going to go first in 4 areas of our lives. The first area we're going to go first in is the area of prayer. Today, we need to be praying for our guys that are going to be showing up on the 12th. We need to be praying for ourselves as well. Our humility, God using us seeing Jesus and loving the guys he's going to give us. And then on the 12th, when the men show up and we get our tables, we are going to go first in praying for our guys every day. We're going to go first in prayer. The second way in which we are going to go first as a leader team is that we are going to go first in intentionality. That we're going to do this together on purpose in the relationships that are going to be formed over these next 10 weeks. The first place we need to go first in, the first place we need to be intentional in, is in our relationship with God. See, over and over again, over these 10 weeks, we're going to be talking about how our manhood and the relationships that we need to live into as men have to be rooted in our relationship with our Creator through the grace of Jesus Christ. Leaders go first. Guys, today and every day as we're going to be leading these men, are we going to be intentional in turning into the relationship we enjoy with God through the grace of Jesus? And then when we get our guys on the 12th, we're going to be intentional to build those relationships as well throughout the week. We're not just going to go Wednesday to Wednesday, but we're going to follow up with guys, we're going to text guys, we're going to email, we're going to call guys. We're going to be consistent and intentional to build those relationships with the guys at our table throughout the week. So we're going to go first in intentionality. The third thing that we're going to go first in, we're going to go first in availability. Guys, it is not our job to have all the answers when we're showing up on a Wednesday night. It is our job, though, to be with those guys and to be present. Be present. Now, we're going to go first in availability already now by thinking about our lives and the guys in our lives around us at work, our friends, our neighbors. Who are the men in our lives right now that need to be part of what's going to start on September the 12th? Who need to be part of the brotherhood that we're going to invite in? And then on the 12th, when our guys show up, we're going to be present and we're going to be available, not with the answers, but to be with them. So answers like, man, me too, I struggle with that. Answers like, I don't know, but let's check it out. Those are the ways in which we're going to be available to the men that God has given us to lead. And finally, we're going to be available to continue to grow. We're going to show up at 6 o'clock to continue to be trained and to be equipped by John and Matt as we want to grow in our leadership, being available to lead these guys, going first in our availability. And finally, we are going to lead by going first in our vulnerability. This is a brotherhood that's going to be built around the grace of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And here's what Tim Keller says about the gospel. He says, the gospel is this: we are more sinful and flawed in ourselves than we ever dared believe, yet at the very same time, we are more loved and accepted in Jesus Christ than we ever dared hope. Guys, it is that unconditional acceptance that we have from our Creator in Jesus Christ that needs to be the power of our vulnerability. If your God, if my God loves me, no matter what, unconditionally seeing the depth of my sin, then it doesn't matter what the guys around me think. And that empowers my vulnerability. We're going to go first in being vulnerable. And the way that we're going to go first before the 12th is that there are things in my life about my relationships that Jesus has died to free me from, and he lives now to change me in. So what are the areas of our lives, the sin in our lives, the relationship in our lives that God, through the power of Jesus Christ, wants to change and redeem in us. And we're going to bring that need, that vulnerability to our tables then on September the 12th. And we're going to go first in being vulnerable, knowing that if God loves us, if he accepts us, then we don't have to worry about the love and the acceptance of the men that we are leading. We go first in vulnerability, and we'll see God do amazing things. So guys, I'm excited to build the brotherhood with you. Leaders go first. We're going to go first in prayer. We're going to go first in intentionality. We're going to go first in availability. And we're going to go first in vulnerability. And as we do so, we are going to see God do amazing things as we look to him to live out what it means to be a man and the relationships in our lives. I'm excited to lead with you guys. I'm excited to see what God's going to do in us and through us. Guys, let's build the brotherhood. Let's go.